So Mum's book has exploded and it's sold 1,000 copies in 4 days, which is so strange. And there's 2 publishers who are interested, one in the UK and one in the US. I'm going to talk to them in the next few days. And it's so strange because writing Mum, channeling her and remembering a lot of the stuff that she said that I'd either written down at the time or trying to capture the spirit and essence of what she said has been really kind of disorientating, because I wrote it so fast and I was in the headspace to write it, and it felt right, and it felt like a window of time that I only had a small opportunity to kind of channel that spirit and vibe of her, and I can feel that door, that window closing, and it will come back, because I wrote the original very shorter version of it back in 2019, and it felt like a window had opened, and then it closed, and 6 years later the window opened again when I was walking through a shopping centre, and it just came to me. It's funny because I was working out of a shopping centre out of necessity, and I thought, this is the worst place to work, and that's when I could feel the door opening. It's so strange how imperfect places to write are sometimes the absolute best. When you have everything set up and perfect and all nice and comfy, sometimes that makes for the worst writing. But I was walking through noise, crowds, people everywhere, just distractions and lights and commerce, and it came to me. I could feel the door to writing and channeling Mum, and it just turned up, and I went, oh, holy shit. And I got to the car, quickly jotted down some notes in my email, and went, okay, here we go. Here we go, it's coming. It'll be weird to go back to writing my own stuff, and it's made me think about my own voice and how similar my own voice is to Mum, because I was brought up by her, I was raised by her, so I think like her. I'm probably not as articulate in just naturally talking as she was, but I can write and craft a sentence pretty well. But she was she talked like it was a final draft of a book, and I mumble around trying to work out what word comes next. I remember an old family friend said to me much later in life, Darby, I knew you as a kid, and I could see you trying to craft and form a sentence in your head before it came out of your mouth. And it's true. And I've got really bad grammar. I talk in bad grammar, but I've got good ideas, and that's all that matters. My dad was a shitty speller, so was my brother. But they're the 2 most cleverest people, interesting people I know, for me anyway. And I'm biased. Yeah, so it's been weird trying to go back to what I was writing and my own voice. And it's made me think, what is my own voice? Who am I? Who actually am I? And it made me think of all the different writers who I've been inspired by and who I copied. I copied a lot of different people who I loved for a long time before eventually I wrote myself into my own voice. And that was people like Michael Leunig, Charles Bukowski 20 years ago, Mary Oliver, Billy Collins, all these different voices, and especially The Catcher in the Rye and The Little Prince, those 2 books. I love the innocent wisdom of those 2 books, and I can almost feel Mum's voice is partly related to Catcher in the Rye meets Little Prince. They're all from the same planet. They've all got an innocence and also an incredible wisdom. I love that. I always thought, don't trust anyone between the ages of 10 and 70, and so yeah, Mum was kind of either a child or an old lady at the same time. And that was always kind of interesting about her. And I can feel it through myself. I can feel how I've got this playful, childlike innocence, but also a strange wisdom. I've met people before, early on, maybe a few years ago, who said, I really like the shit you're posting on social media. I'd love to meet you and get a signed copy of your book. And I've done it. And they met me in person and they've been confused by me. They've gone, oh, you're nothing like your writing. And I do have that. I've got that. I'm almost kind of I'm not childlike, but I can have an innocence to me, but also strange wisdom. That there's that innocence in me that is surprised and delighted by the most stupidest things. I'm world weary, but also absolutely delighted by dumb shit. It confuses people. I was looking at Charles Bukowski talking on some video clip this morning. I thought, oh yeah, I remember this one. He's basically saying how people will coldly observe how nature works, but when nature happens to them, they don't know what to do. It kind of reminds me of Mike Tyson's famous quote, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. But what a comment underneath that Bukowski video was, I always expected him to have a more masculine, deeper voice. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I didn't, but I can see why people do, because he writes this very stoic, grounded, male perspective that's not common these days, and so it's refreshing. And a lot of people liked that comment that I was expecting Bukowski to have a deeper voice. And I thought, yeah, that's so funny how we're all, the way we write and who we are could be totally different or differently perceived spirits. And so yeah, I've been going back to the whole idea of finding my own voice again. It's been strange writing Mum and then going back to what I was writing and going, who the hell am I? What am I doing? Where is this all going? But the relief is that I don't have to be constantly pumping shit out. Taking that break a few weeks ago for 2 days was the absolute blessing. That's when Mum's stuff arrived, when I took the 2 days off to not write my voice, and then Mum's voice turned up, and that's when everything happened. And one beautiful thing about the last few years is the bills don't pay themselves, but the poetry will always write itself. And when you can make the poetry pay the bills, that's the magic. That's the art of staying alive. The beauty of all this happening right now is I can slow down, and learning that slowing down and not trying to write every single thing all the time is actually debilitating to creativity, and just to slow things down. And because I almost mistake productivity for creativity sometimes. The dumb part of me does. The smarter part of me knows that that's absolutely crap, that creativity is nothing to do with productivity, but I have to almost constantly remind my stupid brain. The heart knows. The heart always knows. Yeah, Mum had that innocent wisdom, and I've got it too. And I've almost got to remember. It's been almost writing Mum's book was almost a reminder of who I am as well. It's like, oh, this is who I am. I'm part of that. I came from her. I'm part of that spirit. I'm part of that thing, and I'm no one else. I'm not any of my influences. I'm not any of the people who taught me how to write or who inspired me. I'm basically an interesting version of my mum and my dad and my brother in some ways. But yeah, it's so funny. Life's always revealing something new about yourself. When you've got no mirror, you've got no idea, but something comes up and we'll go, no, this is who you are. So who am I? Who am I today was the first thing I wrote down this morning. When I got up to write, I thought, which version of me is turning up today? Who's turning up, Darby? Anyway, if you'd like to leave a review on Spotify or Apple, or a comment on YouTube if you're watching this there, I'd love that.